JLX saying that he turned in 19 albums to Jay-Z and seemingly confirms that that's a real number. Now you'll notice at the end of the title for JLX Act 1 album, it reads in parentheses The Pledge, and at the end of Act 2 in parentheses it reads The Turn. These are both references to the 2006 movie The Prestige. And the intro to the last 3 albums, Mars the Inhabited Planet, begins with Michael Caine from The Prestige explaining the 3 acts of a magic trick: The Pledge, The Turn, and The Prestige. And also the intro track to the very first of Jay Electronica's new albums is titled Abracadabra. And in the song he says Houdini and David Blaine got nothing on him. So these 3 albums are potentially the first 3 of 19 albums that will ultimately culminate in Jay Electronica's final act, Act 3, The Prestige. And so far, Jay Electronica's career has followed the 3 acts of The Prestige pretty accurately. Michael Caine describes The Pledge as the first part of a magic trick where the magician shows you something that's seemingly normal but probably isn't. Then the second part is The Turn, where the magician makes the ordinary thing do something extraordinary and disappear. Then comes the most difficult and final act of the trick, known as The Prestige, where the magician makes the now extraordinary thing reappear. Jay Electronica debuted to critical acclaim with his Act 1 mixtape in 2007 and then his now legendary single Exhibit C in 2009. Then Jay Elect disappeared and became one of the most elusive rappers ever in hip-hop and hardly released any music for over a decade until he released a written testimony in 2020. And now it seems like it's finally time for his final act, The Prestige. It's unclear what magic tricks Jay Electronica has up his sleeve, but on the outro to the most recent album, Mars the Inhabited Planet, he asked listeners to join never done before.
It's Babylon all over again, man.
I now recognize Mr. Nusatelli for his opening statement.
Good morning. Thank you, Chairwoman Luna, Ranking Member Crockett, and members of the task force for giving us the opportunity to testify today. My name is Jeffrey Nusatelli. I'm a former military police officer with 16 years of active duty service in the U.S. Air Force. I'm here today because the American people have both the right and the responsibility to know the truth about unidentified aerial phenomena. That truth remains hidden, classified and silenced by fear, retaliation, stigma, and confusion. Today, we are here to help break that silence. Between 2003 and 2005, 5 UAP incidents occurred at Vandenberg Air Force Base, home to the National Missile Defense Project, a top national security priority. At the time, we were conducting launches deemed by the National Reconnaissance Office as the most important in 25 years. These were historic launches. These facilities were vital, and they were repeatedly visited by UAP. Each incident was witnessed by multiple...
Not an elected official, but someone in staff blocked us. And I've had it. Enough is enough. I want to cue up a video that I've been given. And as before it starts, I'm going to describe. This was taken October 30th of 2024. This video is of an MQ-9 drone tracking an orb, or this object, off the coast of Yemen. You'll see that another MQ-9 launched a Hellfire missile. You cannot see that drone.
The views I share are my own, and I do not represent the official positions of the Department of the Navy or any subordinate organization. On the evening of February 15th, 2023, at approximately 19:15 PST, in the Whiskey 291 warning area off the coast of Southern California, I was serving on board USS Jackson. During that period, I moved between the Interior Communications Center, ICC-1, and the bridge wing, correlating the sensor picture with visual observations, part of my routine responsibilities for surface and air picture management. What I observed and what our crew recorded was not consistent with conventional aircraft or drones as they appear on our system. A self-luminous, tic-tac-shaped object emerged from the ocean before linking up with 3 other similar objects. The 4 then disappeared simultaneously with a high synchronized, near instantaneous acceleration. I observed no sonic boom and no conventional propulsion signatures. No exhaust plume, no control surface articulation on the Sapphire image system. Shortly after the synchronized departure, radar tracks dropped. These observations were multi-sensor and recorded inside of ICC-1 with time location overlay visible in our source frames that have been made public by journalists. From my experience operating in this region over many years and consistent with our public characterized encounters, unidentified objects reoccur in United States operation areas off Southern California. That fact alone does not
rising from behind Secret Mountain. Dozens of them. I mean, the helicopter fuel bill alone for the evening that we're watching them must have been somewhere between $50,000 to $100,000. Somebody is paying huge money to operate orbs with no visible means of propulsion over Secret Mountain in Sedona. And it's funny because one of the people told us, if you want to hide something, you hide it in plain sight.
There are a lot of these, and I honestly don't know what to think anymore. Do I think that all of these people are seeing Starlink? No. Maybe some of them are, but I think that there might be a middle ground in what's happening here. I truly wish I had a better answer for you. And who knows, maybe after some time, a reasonable explanation will come out. Or something crazy will come out on this side too. I'm all for both. I just want to know what we're seeing. We've shown you what we've seen. And if you're sitting there saying, I wish there was more, trust me, we are too. That is why we are going out one more time. Back to Area 51, back to where it all started, back to the power lines.
We're back.
After seeing the potential for the lights that we saw being potentially Starlink, what's your guys' takeaway?
If it was satellites that we saw, it was just unlike anything we've ever seen. It was so much brighter than normal satellites. Until we see something more abnormal, then we can say it's actually something like a phenomenon. Because for like all we know, that could have even been like drones or something, or some sort of small craft. I don't know though, because there's a lot of people who see these orbs of light though. That's like a huge part of the UFO phenomena. I've seen an orb in my life growing up. Like I had no balls of light are genuine. It's just what we saw. I don't know.
We'd have to see some strange movement for me to be like 100% like, okay, this is not a satellite. This is something else.
If it's satellites, it's, man, we've been around exploring America for the last like 6 years. We're always looking at the sky, and we've never seen satellites like that. I don't blame us for being like so fazed by it, because like never have we seen that before, and to be over a mountain that's right next to Area 51 and see that is also extra weird.
Definitely know that there is something happening in the sky. To what end of what it truly is, there's so many different things that it could be.
Yeah, it's just a big maybe for what we were seeing in the sky here. Like we're in a place, we're in Area 51 that's famous for people believing that it's reverse engineering alien tech. So it's like, I have no idea. There
has to be a spot in the military where they are testing and making